Chosen one, do not dismiss this moment, because what you are feeling right now is not curiosity, not coincidence, and not imagination. It is recognition. Something ancient inside you has stirred, because a message is being released that was never meant for the masses. This is not a general word. This is not symbolic comfort. This is a direct intervention, and it carries urgency. There is someone who once stood over you in the physical world, someone whose voice you knew, whose presence shaped you, whose absence left a silence that never truly healed, and that someone has been pressing against the veil to reach you. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Heaven does not interrupt timelines without cause, and this interruption exists because a threshold has been reached. The reason you have felt sudden heaviness, unexplained alertness, disrupted sleep, or moments where memories surface without warning is because a signal has been sent and your spirit has the capacity to receive it. This message is not emotional closure. It is instruction, a warning, a redirection, a final alignment before movement begins. Your Father has seen something you cannot see yet. He has been allowed to witness an approaching intersection in your life, a choice, a connection, a step that appears harmless but carries consequences that ripple far beyond the moment. That is why this communication is urgent. That is why it feels heavy. That is why you were drawn here instead of scrolling past. You are not being comforted. You are being activated. Understand this clearly. Heaven does not send messengers from beyond simply to soothe grief. When the departed are permitted to intervene, it is because destiny itself is in motion and protection must be deployed before damage occurs. Your Father is not restless. He is assigned to watch, assigned to warn, assigned to shield until the handoff is complete. And the message he is attempting to deliver is not wrapped in fear, but it does demand obedience. You have been too open lately, too available, too generous with access to your thoughts, your plans, your vulnerabilities. There is someone near you, not a stranger, not an obvious enemy, whose proximity feels familiar but whose spirit does not align with where you are being led. You have sensed it, the hesitation before speaking, the draining feeling after certain conversations, the way clarity fades when certain names appear. This is not paranoia. This is discernment awakening, and your Father has been amplifying it because the window for ignoring it has closed. If you do not adjust now, the cost will not be destruction. It will be delay, and delay is the enemy's preferred weapon against chosen ones. The message is simple but non-negotiable. Slow your speech, tighten your circle, guard your joy, and do not reveal what has not yet manifested. There is a door already opening for you, but exposure before arrival will weaken what God intends to establish firmly. Your Father knows this because he sees the architecture forming ahead of you. The opportunity, the elevation, the responsibility that will require you to be clear-minded, protected, and unmoved by external influence. This is why the warning comes now and not later. This is why the tone feels serious. This is why your spirit feels watched, because it is. Watched by heaven, guarded by assignment, and steered away from what would have cost you more than you realize. Do not rush to explain this message to anyone. Do not seek validation. The confirmation will come privately. Through a dream, a phrase repeated, a sudden stillness that makes everything else quiet. When it does, acknowledge it aloud. Say, "I hear you, I will obey." That response seals protection. This moment is not about fear. It is about precision. Heaven is narrowing your path so your steps land exactly where they must. And this is only the beginning of what is being revealed. Chosen one. The reason this message feels different from everything you have heard before is because it is not being spoken to your mind. It is being transmitted through your spirit. This is not teaching. This is alignment. And alignment always comes before acceleration. The one who is reaching you now is not coming with nostalgia, not coming with unfinished emotions, but with clarity sharpened by eternity. Your Father sees patterns you could never map from inside time. He sees how moments connect, how people reposition themselves around your growth, how silence becomes strategy, and how hesitation becomes an opening if left unchecked. That is why this message carries weight. You are standing at a convergence point where your past endurance, your present awareness, and your future responsibility meet. This is where many chosen ones stumble, not because they lack faith, but because they underestimate timing. You were protected when you were unaware. Now you are being protected because you are aware, and that requires cooperation. There is a temptation in you to move quickly, to explain yourself, to justify your choices, to make others comfortable with who you are becoming. That instinct is human, but it is no longer safe. The instruction coming through this message is restraint, silence used as wisdom, distance used as discernment. Not isolation, but selectivity. You are being repositioned for something that cannot be rushed without consequence. There is a conversation that should not happen yet. There is a decision that must wait until the atmosphere is right. There is a person whose access must quietly expire without confrontation. Your Father has seen what happens if you ignore this. Not catastrophe, but erosion, trust weakened, momentum slowed, energy drained in places it should never have been spent. And heaven is intervening now so that what is meant to arrive does not arrive into chaos. This is not about fear of betrayal, it is about stewardship of destiny. What God has placed inside you is not fragile, but it is precise. Precision requires calm. Precision requires obedience to subtle instruction, not dramatic action. That is why the warning comes as awareness rather than alarm. If you were in danger of destruction, you would feel panic. Instead, you feel alert, awake, watching. That is intentional. Your Father is not telling you to run. He is telling you to stand correctly. Adjust your posture in the spirit. Adjust your reactions. Adjust what you allow into your inner world. There are forces that will try to attach themselves to what you are carrying once it becomes visible, and heaven is ensuring that only what is aligned can remain near you when that visibility arrives. You may notice people growing quieter around you, conversations changing tone, familiar connections feeling strained without explanation. Do not chase clarity from them. The clarity is coming from above, not from people. When alignment happens, misalignment reveals itself naturally. Let it. This is not loss, this is filtration, and filtration is mercy. Your Father knows how much you value loyalty, how deeply you hold space for others, how easily you shoulder emotional weight that is not yours. That compassion is part of your design, but it must now be governed by wisdom. Compassion without boundaries becomes leakage, and leakage delays fulfillment. Heaven is sealing you now, not to isolate you, but to preserve you until placement is complete. There will be confirmation soon, a moment where circumstances line up so clearly that doubt dissolves. When it happens, you will not need to announce it. You will simply know, and knowing is enough. This message is not ending, it is unfolding. What you do next determines how smoothly the next phase arrives. Remain steady, remain quiet where needed, remain attentive. You are not alone in this transition. You are escorted, you are covered, and the one watching over you has not finished speaking yet. Chosen one, as this message continues to unfold, something inside you is beginning to settle. Not because everything is suddenly clear, but because your spirit recognizes truth when it arrives. That calm you feel beneath the intensity is confirmation. This is not imagination. This is resonance. Your Father's presence is not hovering in nostalgia. It is positioned in purpose. He is not looking backward at what was lost, but forward at what must now be protected. And what must be protected is you becoming fully aligned with who you were always meant to be. There is a reason your life has felt like a series of interruptions rather than a straight line. A reason doors opened and closed without explanation. A reason some seasons ended abruptly while others lingered longer than you expected. None of it was random. From the perspective of heaven, your life has been following a pattern too complex to reveal all at once. But now, because you are approaching a threshold, fragments of that pattern are being revealed to you so that you do not sabotage what is about to manifest. The urgency you sense is not pressure, it is timing awareness. Heaven moves quietly when precision matters. Loud miracles draw attention, silent preparation ensures sustainability. You are in the silent phase right now, and silence does not mean inactivity. It means containment. It means your spirit is being fortified to hold what is coming without distortion. Your Father has watched you carry weight that was never meant to be yours. He has watched you over-explain, over-give, and overstay in places that drained you because your heart did not know how to withdraw without guilt. That season is ending, not because your heart is hardening, but because your discernment is sharpening. You are learning that love does not require access, and loyalty does not require self-erasure. This understanding is not coming through books or conversations. It is being downloaded directly into your spirit. You will notice that your reactions are changing. What once triggered you now simply registers. What once demanded a response now passes without urgency. This is not apathy. This is authority stabilizing. Authority does not react. It observes, decides, and moves when instructed. And that is why this message is arriving before the visible breakthrough, because what is about to be revealed externally must first be integrated internally. There is someone who will soon attempt to reconnect under the guise of concern or curiosity. Their words will sound familiar, but the timing will feel off. Trust that feeling. It is not suspicion. It is alignment, protecting itself. You are not required to confront, accuse, or explain. Distance will do the work. Confrontation never could. Heaven has already assigned consequences where needed. Your role is obedience, not enforcement. Your Father is not asking you to become guarded. He is asking you to become selectively available. The next phase of your life will require discernment as a daily posture, not an occasional reaction. You are being trained to listen beneath words, to notice energy shifts, to trust the pause before you respond. These are not personality changes. These are upgrades, and upgrades often feel uncomfortable before they feel empowering. What you are becoming cannot be accessed by everyone who once knew you. That is not arrogance, that is structure. A building designed to hold weight must limit entry points. And what is being built in you is designed to hold influence, clarity, and impact. Your Father's role in this moment is not to scare you, but to steady you, to remind you that you are not navigating this transition alone, that there are eyes watching beyond what you can see, that timing is not slipping, it is tightening. Everything is aligning with intention now. Stay present, stay aware, stay grounded. This message is not complete yet, but what has already been revealed is enough to guide your next steps. The rest will come when your spirit is fully ready to receive it. Chosen one, as you move into this next half of the message, the atmosphere shifts from warning into clarification, because heaven does not alert without also equipping. What you are sensing right now is not fear. It is alignment tightening around your life. Your Father is not reaching you from emotion. He is reaching you from assignment. There is something specific He needs you to understand before the next door opens, because once it does, your life will accelerate in ways that leave little room for hesitation. You have been standing at the edge of your purpose longer than you realize, circling it without fully stepping in because pieces were still missing. Those missing pieces were not withheld as punishment, but protected until you were mature enough to carry them without misusing them. And now maturity has caught up to calling. That is why clarity is arriving suddenly, not gradually. You are beginning to see patterns you once ignored. Conversations you brushed off are now replaying in your mind with new meaning. Choices you made years ago are suddenly making sense. This is what it feels like when the divine blueprint starts revealing itself layer by layer. Your Father has watched you question yourself in moments where your intuition was actually correct. He has seen you doubt your discernment because you were taught to prioritize harmony over truth. But harmony without truth always collapses. Heaven is now restoring your trust in your own perception. You are not too sensitive. You are accurate, and accuracy is dangerous to environments built on pretense. That is why some people will feel unsettled around you moving forward. Not because you are changing your behavior, but because your presence now exposes what they were comfortable hiding. This is also why you must resist the urge to announce what you are realizing. Revelation is strongest when it is integrated quietly. The enemy studies patterns, not proclamations. Silence protects momentum. Your Father's message carries this instruction clearly. Move deliberately, not emotionally. The next phase of your life will reward restraint far more than reaction. There will be moments where you are tempted to correct misunderstandings, defend your character, or explain your absence. You will feel justified, and you will be right, but obedience will require you to remain silent anyway. This is not weakness. This is strategic restraint. Heaven is repositioning you into rooms where explanation will no longer be necessary. But before those rooms open, your spirit must learn how to be misunderstood without being destabilized. That is the refinement happening now. You are being taught how to remain anchored, even when narratives shift around you. Your Father knows how painful that has been for you in the past. He knows how deeply you desire to be seen accurately. That desire is not wrong. It is simply being deferred until it can be fulfilled at the correct level. When God vindicates, He does it completely. Partial explanations invite partial peace. Full alignment invites full restoration, and restoration is coming. You will notice that your sleep patterns may shift, your dreams may become more vivid, or your body may feel unusually tired, even when you have done nothing strenuous. This is not exhaustion. It is integration. Your nervous system is recalibrating to a higher level of awareness. Old survival patterns are being released. New authority patterns are being installed. This process requires stillness. Do not rush it. Do not distract yourself from it. The discomfort is temporary, but the clarity it produces will sustain you for years. Your Father's presence in this moment is not meant to keep you attached to the past. It is meant to ensure you do not carry unresolved weight into the future. He is reminding you that you are not behind. You are precisely on schedule. What felt like delay was actually precision timing. And now that timing is shifting, you are stepping into a phase where your decisions will have greater impact. Your words will carry more weight, and your absence will be noticed more than your presence once was. That is not ego. It is consequence. Prepare yourself by staying grounded, discerning, and internally aligned. The blueprint is unfolding, and this is only the beginning of what is about to be revealed. Chosen one, now listen carefully, because what unfolds in this part is not encouragement. It is instruction, and instruction determines outcomes. Your Father is not simply delivering comfort. He is delivering timing-sensitive intelligence. There is a narrow window opening in your life, one that will not stay open indefinitely, and how you move during this window will determine the trajectory of the next several years. This is why the message feels urgent without being frantic. Heaven is calm, but decisive. You are being positioned to act with clarity rather than impulse, with authority rather than emotion. You have outgrown certain environments, conversations, and expectations, and the discomfort you feel now is not confusion. It is misalignment being exposed. Your Father has seen you tolerate situations longer than you should have because you believed endurance was always virtuous. But endurance without assignment becomes self-betrayal. God is now teaching you the difference. There is a subtle but critical shift happening in how you will be required to relate to people going forward. You will no longer be asked to convince, prove, or persuade. You will be asked to choose. Choose where your energy goes. Choose which voices receive access. Choose when to speak and when silence is the higher form of authority. This will feel unfamiliar at first because your earlier seasons trained you to survive by adaptation. This season requires you to lead by alignment. Your father knows that you learned to read rooms early in life, to sense tension, to anticipate reactions. That skill protected you once, but now God is refining it into discernment rather than self-adjustment. You are no longer meant to shape yourself to environments. Environments will now respond to the clarity you carry. This is why some relationships will naturally cool without conflict. This is why certain invitations will stop coming. This is why explanations will feel unnecessary. Heaven is simplifying your path, not shrinking it. And simplicity always precedes acceleration. You may notice that opportunities begin appearing that require you to decide quickly yet calmly. This is not pressure. It is confirmation that your preparation phase has completed. The training you thought was invisible has been logged. The lessons you learned privately are now usable publicly. Your father is emphasizing this now because hesitation in this season will not feel neutral. It will feel heavy. Trust that sensation. It is not fear. It is your spirit recognizing when something is no longer aligned with the blueprint being activated. You will also begin to notice that your tolerance for chaos has decreased. What once felt manageable will now feel disruptive. What once felt exciting may now feel draining. This is not boredom. This is refinement. God is tuning your nervous system to respond to truth rather than adrenaline. That is why peace will become your primary indicator. If something costs you peace, it is costing you clarity. And clarity is the currency of the next phase. Your father's voice carries one more critical warning here. Do not rush visibility before stability is complete. There will be moments where you feel ready to reveal what you have learned, what you have built, or what you are becoming. But revelation before consolidation creates exposure without protection. Let your life speak first. Let consistency do the announcing. Heaven is arranging circumstances where recognition will come without self-promotion. That is how you will know it is God. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not catching up. You are arriving. And arrival feels different than striving. It feels quieter, heavier, more deliberate. That weight you feel in your chest right now is not anxiety. It is gravity. Purpose has gravity. Destiny has mass. And once it begins pulling you forward, resistance becomes exhausting. This is why rest will be essential in the coming days. Not inactivity, rest. Stillness that allows your spirit to integrate the authority you are stepping into. Your father's message concludes this part with certainty, not mystery. You are ready, even if you do not feel finished. Finished people do not move. Ready people do. And movement is coming. What you choose next matters. Stay aligned, stay observant, stay quiet when necessary. The blueprint is no longer hidden. It is unfolding in real time. Chosen one, this is where the message sharpens, because clarity without courage changes nothing. What your father is pressing into your spirit now is not comfort, but activation. The reason this message reached you at this exact moment is because hesitation has quietly become your last obstacle. Not fear, hesitation. You already know what needs to be released. You already feel which door is no longer meant to be reopened. You already sense which version of yourself cannot come with you. Heaven is not waiting for more preparation. Heaven is waiting for agreement. Agreement is the moment when your actions finally align with what your spirit has known for some time. This is why the silence around you has intensified. God reduces noise before he increases movement. Distractions fall away. Conversations shorten. Explanations lose their appeal. You are not becoming distant. You are becoming precise. And precision is dangerous to anything that thrived on your confusion. Your father is clear about this. The next phase of your life will not tolerate divided loyalty. You cannot carry old obligations into a new assignment and expect momentum. Some attachments were permitted in earlier seasons because they taught you compassion, resilience, or humility. But lessons complete do not need to be repeated. Keeping them out of guilt only delays the harvest. You will notice people reacting differently to you now, some with admiration, some with discomfort, some with quiet withdrawal. Do not personalize this. Alignment exposes contrast. When you stop shrinking, imbalance becomes visible. You are not responsible for managing other people's reactions to your obedience. You are responsible for honoring the instruction you have received, and instruction has been given. Your Father emphasizes this next truth because it will anchor you when doubt attempts to return. Your purpose is not fragile. It does not require constant protection, validation, or explanation. It requires stewardship. Stewardship looks like consistency when no one is watching, restraint when ego wants attention, and obedience when logic demands proof. You are being trusted with something that will outlive certain relationships, redefine your identity, and shift how you experience time. That is why impatience has started to feel foreign. Rushing would fracture what is meant to be established. God is building something that will hold weight. Weight requires structure. Structure requires time, and time requires trust. This is also why restlessness may visit you unexpectedly, not because you are off course, but because energy is building. Momentum wants expression. Channel it wisely, move deliberately, say no without apology, say yes only when peace accompanies it. Your Father speaks one final warning here, and it is gentle but firm. Do not return to places God has already escorted you out of. Nostalgia will try to rewrite history. Loneliness will try to romanticize struggle. Familiar pain will attempt to feel safer than unfamiliar authority. Resist this. Growth always feels unfamiliar at first. That does not mean it is wrong. You are not meant to prove yourself in spaces that benefited from your silence. You are meant to build in environments that respect your alignment. And those environments are already forming around you, even if you cannot see them clearly yet. Trust the unseen assembly. Trust the timing you cannot control. Trust the shift you cannot reverse. Because this is not a phase you can opt out of. Once purpose reveals itself, neutrality disappears. The blueprint has been activated. Your awareness has changed. Your spirit has responded. From this point forward, avoidance will feel heavier than obedience. That is how you will know you are moving correctly. The message concludes with this certainty, delivered without drama, without fear, without doubt. You are not being warned, you are being commissioned. What comes next will require calm strength, grounded confidence, and selective visibility. Walk slowly, listen deeply, act decisively. Heaven is not rushing you, but it is moving with you.